Star Wars fans, episode 9 of the Andor show is here, and it could be setting up the coolest prison break we've ever seen in Star Wars, but for right now we're breaking down episode 9 of the Andor show. What's up guys, Mike, a guy who loves Star Wars here. Today we're breaking down episode 9 of the Andor show. But before we get started, rank this episode out of 10 in the comments below. As always, I'll tell you my ranking after we break down the episode. So it opens with Miro interrogating Bix on Ferrix. Now episode 8 ended with us seeing that they have been interrogating Pac, and Lieutenant Miro tells us that she got everything she needed to know from him and now has to talk to Bix. She tells Bix that she knows that she goes and uses that radio tower to contact Luthen. She doesn't know that his name is Luthen yet. She still refers to him as Axis. Miro is asking Bix where she last saw Cassian. She's not answering. She thinks that if she finds Cassian Andor, he's going to lead her to Luthen. But that's not the case because Cassian is in prison right now. Bix isn't giving up any information, so she's about to get tortured. This is not the best episode for a lot of people's favorite character, Bix. But it cuts to Cassian, who is still in this factory prison, and his group is doing very well on the day, creating whatever they're trying to make for the Empire. And if they do the best, if they're the best table in the room, they get good food and they don't get shocked. Back to Bix on Ferrix. She's about to get tortured, and the doctor explains to her what the torture device is, and you hear her screaming in agonizing pain. Again, a very rough episode for our girl Bix. Back in the prison, Cassian goes to the bathroom where he takes off a panel of the wall and starts to cut a pipe. We don't know what he's doing there, but it gets interrupted because there is a new inmate coming into their floor. And when the guards bring in the inmate and bring him down the elevator, Cassian and other inmates are planning an escape. They're planning a jailbreak from this place. Cassian goes back to his table, and the old guy that he's working with all the time is losing it. He seems to be dying. Back on Ferrix, Lieutenant Miro is leaving the planet to go back to Coruscant to report back to ISB. And she says keep Bix alive because she is the only one who can identify what Luthen looks like and who Luthen actually is. Then we finally see Mon Mothma in the Senate building talking, and all these people are trying to talk over her. People are just leaving because of what she's saying, and they don't believe in the same things that she does. Sadly, we didn't see Palpatine in this scene. It would be a great thing to just see him in the middle of the Senate building. Why not? He is the Senate. But still no Palpatine, and it cuts to Mon getting in her car, and the driver says, "Your cousin has arrived at the embassy." Back at the prison, something has gone wrong. The inmates are talking to each other, and they find out that something happened on level 2, and all of the inmates are supposedly dead. Cassian asks Kino Loy, who is his boss, who is Snoke, Supreme Leader Snoke, if he has ever thought about escaping this place, and he asks him how many guards are on each level, and he says, "Don't say that stuff, they're probably listening to us," and Cassian says, "No one is listening." He screams it. He screams, "Nobody is listening," and of course this is the name of the episode. Lieutenant Miro, back on Coruscant, goes to the ISB headquarters and explains to them how Cassian Andor is related to the attack on Aldhani. And now all the pieces are coming together, and they're seeing that there actually is a rebellion forming. Then we see our boy Srill, Cereal Bar Srill, back drinking his blue milk, back getting roasted by his mom, the best character ever created in Star Wars, hands down. And he gives his mom the good news: he has been promoted. Then it cuts to Mon, who is having dinner with her family, and her cousin is Vel. Yes, the same Vel that was the rebel that helped Cassian do the attack on the Aldhani base. Yes, that same Vel is Mon Mothma's cousin. And on her way out the door, Vel tells Mon that you have to remember what we're fighting for, and that we're actually doing something with our lives. And just when you thought Srill couldn't get any worse, or any weirder for that matter, he is waiting outside of ISB headquarters for Lieutenant Miro to thank her for helping him get a promotion. Come to find out, he's been doing this for weeks. He's just been standing here, waiting, stalking her. It is very, very creepy, and this guy just gets weirder and weirder. Then we see a conversation between Tay Koma and Mon Mothma talking about finances. She took out a huge 400,000 credits from her account, and the Empire is about to look at this account soon. So she has to cover this up somehow. Why would she take out 400,000 credits? What would she use those 400,000 credits for? Those are the questions that she needs to answer, and quickly. Back at the factory prison, the old guy is doing even worse. He is looking rough. So much so that he can't stand, and when they're going from the factory to their rooms, he actually collapses, and they have to bring in a medic, and the medic says he's too far gone, he had a stroke, and we have to put him down. But the medic also knows what happened on level 2, and he tells them that a guy was released from level 4, and when he showed up on level 2, they killed them all, meaning that nobody is leaving this place alive. Even when their time is up, they are not getting out of this place. They need the people in the factory, so they're not setting them free, they're just bringing them to different levels. And when something goes wrong, they're killing the entire level. So nobody is getting out of this prison alive unless they break free. So now when Cassian asks Supreme Leader Snoke how many guards are on each level, he tells him it's 12. And this means business. He's all in, and they're gonna have a amazing prison break in the next episode. So all in all, a slower episode. I wouldn't call it a filler episode. There was a ton of stuff that had to happen in this episode to move the story forward. Obviously, all the stuff in the factory prison, which leads the Kino Loy, Supreme Leader Snoke character, to actually want to break free from the prison and not serve out the rest of his term, because now he knows that he's never getting out of here. And all the Mon Mothma and Vel stuff was very necessary to the story. And of course, Serial Bar Srill is still just creepy and weird, and his whole story is pointless. But all the Lieutenant Miro stuff in the ISB was very, very important to the story, and it was just awesome. So if I were to rank this episode out of 10, I would give it an 8, a solid 8 out of 10. Now, it's not spectacular, there was no real action scenes, and I know you don't need action scenes to have a good show. Just lacked a little bit of that oomph to get me over the edge, and an 8 is a solid episode. It's not a 9, of course it's not epic, it's not like episode 6, but it is better than most of the episodes. And it does the one job that it needs to do, get me excited and hyped for the next episode. Now there's only 3 more episodes after this, 10, 11, and 12. And in this next episode we're going to see an amazing prison break, I am sure. And if you want to come by our live stream on Tuesday at 4 p.m., we will be predicting the next episode. But for now, episode 9 of the Andor show was a good one. Not great, not terrible, not even bad, good. But tell me in the comments what you thought about the episode. Did you already rank it out of 10 in the comments below? If you haven't, rank it out of 10. And are you excited to see where this show is going? There's only 3 episodes left. We're in the home stretch of the Andor show. Smash like if you like this video, hit subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video, and my pretty face will show up in the recommended feed of yours. 3 more episodes and I'm getting pumped. If you want to predict the episodes every Tuesday at 4 p.m., we are live to predict the next episode of the Andor show and to just talk Star Wars fun news. We just have a lot of fun on those live streams, so come by. If you want to talk Star Wars with some Star Wars nerdy people, there is a link in the description below to a Discord called The People Who Love Star Wars. And may the Force be with you, always.